Sweet. Can you hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make sure that Twitch is up and running first, so I can actually watch along. Welcome, actually. It's not showing up.
Yeah, showing up for me.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. As in on his Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Clip Gun Racing League, round 9 of the. We're here at the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm joined by Max, who I was supposed to be joined by in Azerbaijan, but we had some audio problems. So, welcome back, Max.
Hello. It's good to be back.
So, Max, just before quali starts, what is your predictions for today's race? The top 3 for qualifying.
So, I was going to go with Ali Star, but it seems like he's racing today, so I'm going to go with Alien Toe, Owen, and I'm going to go with E-Dog.
I am with you on that prediction. I think Alien Toe is going to get on the podium today, or in the top 3 before qualifying. I also think that Owen, as in Flipper Jr., will get a top 3 start. So we're just going to hop on board with Alien Toe here, the first car out of the pits for qualifying.
So we're getting close to the halfway point of the season, and who do you think is going to win the championship overall?
At the moment, I think it's quite close between a lot of people. I think the top 3 are quite close. I think maybe the Haas can clutch it, maybe if they stay strong. So yeah, I think at the moment it's a bit too early to say for me personally who's going to win it, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. So we're on board with Alien Toe, who is on his first hot lap of today's session, the first out. Coming through the chicane, just into the last sector. Coming around the hairpin, locks up a little bit there, doesn't seem to affect his lap though. No wheel spin on the exit. Let's see what time he's going to set for the rest of the grid today. Hoping he doesn't invalidate at the last couple of corners. He puts in a 9.6, which and Tominator sets fastest lap, literally just behind him. Let's see who else is on the lap. Xbox 7-Up's on the lap here. We're going to hop on board with the Red Bull today, filling in for Aiden, who couldn't race. Max, what are your predictions for the final standings after Abu Dhabi?
I think the Alfa Romeos have a good chance because Tom is improving a lot. As you can see, he's currently in provisional pole. Maybe the Haas. I think the Haas would do well, yeah.
Up on board with Irrelevant PT here, who's on his first lap of the day. Quite a good first start to the race last time out in Baku before he retired, unfortunately. Let's see if he can redeem himself here today with a different teammate. of Xbox 7 up. He's setting a 1:26.4, so I think he might have slowed down a little bit or invalidated. I didn't see in red lap though. He's already coming down the back straight. Hoping he doesn't invalidate through the last couple of corners. Looking very fast straight into the DRS. It's a 1:10.2. We go on board with last week's winner, who has invalidated his lap, unfortunately. On board with Evan, his first a non-invalidated lap. He invalidated his lap and dives into the pits this time. I think it's invalidating.
That final corner is deadly.
Quite bad. So here's Owen on his timed lap. He's looking to set his first time of the session today. Do you think Owen has a chance of gaining a podium or even a win today here in Canada like he did in Monaco and in Baku?
I definitely think he has a decent chance. Got the momentum on his side and he'll be looking to do good today.
He definitely knows how to control the car well and how to pace, and his racecraft is also tremendous. So I look forward to seeing what he can do for the third race in a row. Hopefully we do get some rain today. The sky does look quite clear. That could change come the Sunday within the game. Hopefully it does. It'll be nice to see a wet race and just to see how our predictions could change due to the weather. The game's around the last couple of corners. He's definitely up. A 1:08.6, so 0.2 of a second faster than his teammates. So at the moment it's an Alfa Romeo front grid lockout. I think that is quite exciting if they can both stay here. So Jacob coming on the last couple of corners. It's a 1.9 and puts him P6. So I think that front row lockout is quite good for the two Alfa Romeos. I think they can capitalise that a lot. What about you, Max?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure how strong track evolution is around here, but they are two good laps right there.
They are two very good laps as J. Russ crosses the line a 1:08.9, so that puts him P3. Still plenty of time left in the session for people to put in more laps, possibly take that front row off of the two Alfa Romeos. I'm bored with anyone who's on a lap right now and who isn't invalidated. Smilworth sets a 1:09.4, great race last week. He was awarded driver of the day by myself and Max in Baku on Sunday. Great race, really kept the pressure onto Owen and went from a disqualification in qualifying to, I think, was it a podium?
I'm pretty sure it was.
In Baku, I can check.
I think Smallworth's race performance is definitely one of the best.
100%, and it's nice to see all sorts of different people getting up to that top spot within the races and the different tracks. Just different tracks, they help a lot. They show different speeds of people and give us people different podiums, and it makes it really exciting for both the two commentators and all the viewers at home.
Definitely, I'd like to see some different drivers up there today, like J. Russ, who's currently in third.
100%. J. Russ does look really fast on his first couple of laps that he's done. Let's see if he can carry that momentum, continue it into qualifying, and then continue it into the race. Here on board with Alien Toe for his second win of the day. Still on the soft, so still about 5-6 cars that haven't put a time on the board. Alien Toe was the first one out. So let's see if he can improve on his time, which puts him as P9 at the moment, at 1:09.6. I think Alien Toe could give us a good race again today. Just like he did in Baku, and I'm really excited.
Definitely. Alito very unlucky at Baku. I think he disconnected because of a game glitch, and he's probably one of the fastest in this league, so
4/10 up on his time, and he goes P4, so he's improved by 4/10 there. Got himself up 5 places into P4, sitting himself behind the Mercedes and the 2 Alfa Romeos, who don't seem to be worried about their spots at the moment. Tom and Nata now on a hot lap.
he goes provisional pole.
He did go provisional pole. I don't know how I missed that. Apologies, guys. But let's see if he can improve his time here.
Very nice lap from Tom.
Was a very nice lap from Tom. A very nice lap that we didn't capture, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more improving drivers.
100%. I think before Baku, well, before Monaco, he hadn't scored a point, right?
Yep.
Yep. Oh. Good lap from him there. On board with E-Dog, who is stuck behind a couple of cars here. Stuck behind his teammate, and I think that is Owen. He's on a hot lap. Everyone's either in the pits or invalidated. This track is really hard to invalidate on. Really easy to invalidate on, sorry. I think some of the drivers wanted to pull out of this race after doing some time trials around here.
Yeah, definitely in Tier 2 I got about 18-second penalties.
Track limits around Canada are just horrendous. The worst track to do track limits on. But at the end of the day, it improves the driver's skill tremendously, knowing the track and getting faster, taking the right lines and not cutting a slight piece of curb just to get a tenth or a thousandth on their time.
Definitely.
So we can see that Owen's just started his lap here. I wonder if he could improve his time, steal that pole back off his teammate and get back to that provisional pole spot that he had before Tom and came through and snatched it up. Are you watching the stream right now?
I'm not.
No invalidations just yet from Owen, which is a good sign. Comes around the hairpin back onto the straight now. Let's see what he can do on his time. He's looking quite fast. Is he going to invalidate the last 2 corners? It is a big question for every driver here on Hot Lap today. He's looking fast. I think he is up on his time. What time is he going to put? Will he beat his teammate? No, he won't. He's just going to not lose a bit of time there. 2/10 up on his lap, which is unfortunate for Owen. He was probably looking to get that pole position back from his teammate and get back onto provisional pole. Look at Ben, who's invalidated his lap. Still looking to put a time on the board. Smil Whiff here, who got P2 last week out in Baku. He's 3 seconds up on his time. He might be pitting this lap. So I think every driver here starting on softs, irrelevant PT retiring from the session, I think he might not believe he can improve his time any more than he has. Smilworth is on a lap here, he's not going to pit. It's going to be about a 1:13.4, so 3 seconds up on his normal time.
Still 3 drivers yet to set a time. Only got 4 minutes left.
Those are 3 drivers that were looking quite fast in Baku. Ben, obviously, as you guys may know from Tier 2 and some Tier 1 races, he is quite fast, does like to get into the points, likes to send overtakes, and unfortunately he just couldn't make that happen in Baku. Just took a lot of damage. There was a lot of damage, but the man we're watching right now, Joe, in a close battle with Hasbro towards the end of the race, Unfortunately, he took a lot of time penalties, 6 seconds worth of time penalties around Baku. So unfortunately, he wasn't. He was able to hold on to his spot, I believe. Smilwith on his outlap here, looking much faster than last time. Let's see what time he can put on the board. Nice.
Absolutely sends it through them last corners.
Nice line through the last corners, and he puts himself ahead of his teammate. P3. A very good lap from Smilwith there. Max, anything to add to that very good lap we've just seen?
Yeah, definitely. The Mercedes going to be looking for some decent points today. Looking at the second row so far.
I think Mercedes today in Canada are going to be the ones to challenge the Alfa Romeos.
It'll definitely be a good battle.
At the moment, from the qualifying pace, it will be a good battle, and we look forward to watching it. I know I do. Let's see, then the last three putting on time. So here we are on board with Joe in the McLaren. This is his lap. He's going to look to put a time on the board here, not invalidate.
He does invalidate.
Invalidates just around the chicane. Very unfortunate for him. Will he pit in for fresh tyres, or will he keep going? He's going to have to take it easy now.
And also invalidates. I know he's on his outlap.
On board with Phil Mitchell here, is down by a 10th on his time, just coming into sector 2. Oh. He aborted that lap straight away for a driver who was on his outlap, which is quite unfortunate. On board with Angus here, first sector looking to improve on his time, who is invalidated.
Everyone's invalidated today.
Everyone's invalidated or on an in-lap, unfortunately. So qualify. Oh, Evan up on his time, I think. Hasn't invalidated yet either, looking to improve on his P5 performance at the moment. A 109 flat. Let's see what he can do around Canada. Doesn't invalidate for the chicane when we watch Joe just invalidate, which is good. Ben, Blink's Vortex also retires from the session, doesn't think he can set a lap in time. As does Xbox 7 Up, Ollie's teammate. On board with E-Dog here, let's see what he can do.
I think E-Dog is one of the faster drivers in the league. He can definitely fight for the podiums every week.
I think it'll definitely be a lot of different drivers on track for challenging the top runners today. And he goes P4, so he steals that second row lockout from the Mercedes there, puts himself into P4, and quite a nice lap from him. Both Alfa Romeos on an invalidated lap. Tom looks like he's going to go in, and so does Owen, so we'll go back on them in a second. See if anyone's going to finish their lap here. Alien Toes on a lap. Let's see what he can do. Coming down the straight now. So he does he invalidate? No, he doesn't. Nice line through there. Can he improve on his
nice
time?
Lap.
Oh, P2! Nice lap from him there. 2 tenths off, well, just under 2 tenths off pole position, so very nice lap from Alien to there. He'll be happy with that. Happy to pressure the 2 Alfa Romeos who looked very fast here today. Let's see who else. I think that is it for now. Everyone's on an invalidated lap, on their in-lap. Harley's on a lap. He's down 4 tenths coming into sector 3. Let's see what he can do. Improve on his 15th P15 position at the moment.
Validates.
Oh, invalidates just the last corner.
And Owen.
Lucky for him. Owen sets an amazing lap. Again, I missed it, and I'm sorry to everyone at home who witnessed us get as surprised as you did that lap. think everyone now is finished. According to our time in qualifying is over, and people are starting to finish up, which is a good sign to show that they have finished.
2 quick drivers validated all the laps and was unable to set a single one.
As you can see, the bottom 2 on the left hand side of your screen, P17, P18, Joe and Ben, or QX2 Odysseys and BlinkX Vortex in the McLaren and the Williams, both invalidate their laps, don't set any times, and both retire from the session, which is very unfortunate for both of them. I think they both wanted to get a good lap in today. So Flipper Jr. takes pole position. I can't remember who got P2, we'll find out now. So a front row lockout from the 2 Alfa Romeos. Flipper Jr. and Tominator take P1 and 2. Aliento and Smilwith complete the second row. E-Dog and Percy take P5 and 6. J. Russ, Ariane, Hasbro and Angus finish off the top 10. Ben, Jacob, Phil, P11, 12, 13. Xbox 7 Up, Harley, Irrelevant PT, Joe and Blinks finish off the grid. So the McLaren and the Williams start at the back of the grid. I think that is a very, very strong qualifying session from the 2 Alfa Romeos, and they'll be very pleased with that, both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Angus did have a 5-place grid penalty, so he'll be starting 15th. He will be looking to gain a lot of positions throughout the race.
I think a lot of people will be aggressive here, as long as it doesn't rain. I think we're in for quite a good lap race. English has just gone out the window today. Let's have a drink.
There is a few clouds in the sky. Hopefully it does rain. I think it'll be very interesting if it does.
By the looks of it, it looks like a nice, clear Sunday afternoon in Canada. So I don't feel like there's any rain coming. People watching at home, if you would like to predict out of the drivers after qualifying, who do you think is going to get podium? P1, P2, P3? Please let us know. Max, your top 3 predictions after qualifying?
I think Owen and Tom will be definitely fighting for P1. I think Owen will take it, and I feel like J. Russ might get third today.
I agree with you. I think there was a lot of strong performances in Canada that we didn't see in Baku on Sunday, which I think is quite interesting. It spices up the grid a lot, and especially each person has their preferred track. So I think today is going to be quite different. Obviously, we can see some faster names, the likes of Irrelevant PT, Blinks, Joe at the back of the grid, Phil Mitchell as well. Phil Mitchell has improved in his qualifying. The last couple of times he started near towards the back of the grid. Today he's starting more in the midfield, which I think he'll be happy about.
They're definitely improving. One of the top tier 2 drivers.
You just narrowly missed out on a podium in Italy, I believe. Owen, Flipper Jr., who are watching now, just pulling a Kimmy through the rest of the circuit, not warming up his tyres, driving a straight line. It'll be interesting to see how warm his tyres are after that one. But looking down the grid, I think there's a lot of surprises might be coming up. Obviously, you've got Tom and Aliento and Flipper Jr. all in the top 3 today. E-Dog returning, he didn't race at Baku. Arian, P8, he didn't have the best weekend last week, I don't think. He set good times, then I think his race wasn't too good. But there's predicted stop strategy for Flipper Jr. or Owen, so just excited to see what people do, depending on the weather.
Well, people disqualified from the formation lap. If Xbox 7 Up went into the back of Phil Mitchell, and I'm not really sure what happened with Harley and Angus, but they will be starting on very cold tyres.
think it might have been a chain reaction. I think it was towards the end of the lap, which is okay.
Yeah, it was on the straight stuff. Yeah.
So here we are. Better camera angle for you guys. It's lights out and away we go here in Canada for round 8 of the Clip Guy Racing League. So Owen and Tom both up to great starts, and who's that on the outside?
Dominator moves up to first.
Dominator does overtake Owen. There's a Mercedes and a Williams ghosted here. I think that's Smith with an alien toe. But Owen's lost position now. Owen has lost his P1 in the first corner, so that just shows how fast Dominator is.
Yeah, Dominator had a great start around the outside of Owen.
F1's just having a complete nightmare here. It's just telling me everyone's dropping places and going back up. But I think there's a big spin. Alien toe spins. Opens gap for a lot of people. Phil Mitchell gone up 6 places there within the first lap, which is he's going to be very pleased with. Ariane up to P4. I told him he could get P4, and I told him he could get a podium today. Let's hope he can do that for me and for McLaren, considering his teammate had a blitzing start down here, up here in P9, all the way from near enough the back of the grid. Blink's not the best start, but still up to P13 nonetheless. Loses a place to Harley there. Joe does. He's going to try. He's going to want to get that back. Dominator. Honestly, the top 3 I think have stayed the same. J. Russ P3, Flipper Jr. P2, and Dominator P1. There's a lot of people who pitted already. I think both Ferraris pitted already. I think for wing changes. Yeah, both for wing changes. I don't know what happened back there at the back of the grid, but they're going to be a very long time behind everyone else. So that's going to want to challenge them both to get back up there today. Now,
J-Russ had a rapid start.
J-Russ did have a rapid start, up into P3, up onto the podium position already. Arian does seem to be closing onto the back of him quite a lot, I think. And I think Arian probably could surprise us today if he plays his cards right. I think he might do wonders and work in a podium for the both of us today on this fine Wednesday afternoon. I think it's France on Sunday, right?
Pretty sure it is, yeah.
France on Sunday, so I look forward to seeing what happens there. I'm quite excited for that track. Both Ferraris now on penalties, I think 5-second penalties. Alien Toe on a penalty and J. Ross on a penalty within 3 laps of the race. Max, so after 2 laps, I was a bit early, but considering all the position changes, all the spins, all the AI drivers, and all the penalties going out, what do you think? Do you think your predictions will stay the same, or do you think that they will change?
I think if J. Russ manages to build the gap on Arian, he can definitely keep P3, but Arian does seem to be pretty fast. We might see some surprises, maybe Phil Mitchell, Joe getting up there as well, which would be great to see. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
I think at the moment for a lot of people who are going to surprise us today, I think it relies heavily on racecraft today. There's going to be a lot of penalties given out here today, so I think racecraft and intervals between each drivers, I think that's going to be very important today. So I do agree with you. I think there's going to be a lot of upsets, and I'm not going to lie to you, I can't actually think and give you a proper prediction because I think that there could be a lot of different surprises today.
I think if the top 2 Alfa Romeos, I think if they don't get a lot of penalties, which they're very good at, they very rarely get penalties, I think they can definitely easily take a 1-2 today.
I think they could take a 1-2 today, and that would be pretty exciting to watch, considering that would be 3 races in a row where Flipper Jr. has been on the podium and Dominator has got points, and Dominator could bag his first win today. So let's just pray that that happens. He got his first points 2 weeks ago, or last week in Monaco, last Wednesday, a week today, and then got even more points on Sunday in Baku. Hopefully he gets points today. Flipper Jr. does perform an overtake on his teammate though. So that puts him into P1. Tominator will drop back a significant amount, I think. Let's check down the midfield. Jacob loses the rear end there, just a little bit out of that last turn. Doesn't really give up much time to his teammate though. Phil and Joe are battling up here. Joe gets in front of Phil Mitchell. He's going to want to take the position back. Goes up on the inside. Is Joe going to give him enough room? Yes, he is. He's going to go on the curb. I don't think he wanted to spin there. I think he wanted to play it safe, but that was looking like a good move. Takes that turn a little wide. Let's check back down the grid. I think the grid's still pretty bunched up apart from the two Alfa Romeos who are blitzing ahead of everyone else. As you can see there,
Big Vortex.
Dominator.
Big Vortex makes a great move on Xbox 7 Saw the gap and went for it.
Also going to go on.
He's like
Angus there. That's not going to be nice for Xbox 7 Up. Harley now going for an overtake on the racing point. Is he going to get there into the hairpin? Light braking. Good move up on the inside. It pushes the racing point onto the outside a little bit, but I think that is going to be alright. My TV is going to turn off. Just make sure that doesn't happen. Harley, DRS, low, very low overtake. Sorry, mate, I interrupted you.
That's alright. And he gets a 3-second penalty. Will we see it dive into this first corner?
I think the first corner is a bit of a touchy area to. Not obviously the first corner, the second, the kind of moving corner. It was also quite tight though. I think it's quite hard to send the overtake into there because it's just the curbs either too high or depends on the line you take and the speed and you know the wear and how warm it gets.
I mean, Jay Russ has dropped down a few positions, not sure how, but Lenky and Aaron have got past him. And Joe's already up to P6.
Joe is up to P6. He's gonna Jay Russ is using his AI. Joe doesn't want to send an overtake there. Chooses the last minute to go back in. Does get the good overtake. They've touched a little bit. I don't think that's going to cause anything. Just going to have DRS. I think he's just going to cruise straight past him here. I think we're going to leave the top three for a bit as yellow flags back here. And a relevant PT I think is spun, if I am correct. Kind of opened the gap for Edog a little bit. Hasbro caught up significantly. I think that pit stop that both the Ferraris had to do, Irrelevant PT has retired from the session. I think he's just decided to give up, hasn't he? I don't think it's been a technical thing. Yeah, there he is on the side. Either he... Oh, virtual safety car, and Blinks has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Xbox 7 Up, who's behind him. So I don't think that was Blinks' fault. As you can see, everyone from P7 down to P12 has a penalty. That is going to make some big surprises in this race, I think. I think that double pit stop from Ferrari there was quite hard on Edog because obviously I think they both might have needed pit wing changes, and unfortunately obviously double stack and Hasbro's wing change took ages, so Edog is significantly behind the rest of the grid, 19 seconds behind, which is unfortunate for him.
There's a huge trend of cars from P7 to all the way down to, well, P14.
Oh. So there's, I think they're all quite bunched up here. Everyone coming around the same corner at the same time. Smill with pits on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. The Alfa Romeos still seem alright. Arian has lost place to Lanky, and Lanky was on the back of him there, so his pit window opens this lap. So next lap he could pit for fresh tyres. I wonder what strategies everyone's going to go for here today. Blinks nearly loses it, loses the back end, loses a bit of traction, lost quite a good amount of time to Harley, and that opens the door for the 600 cars that are behind them. And then a huge gap between Hasbro and Angus, so Angus doesn't have to worry about behind him anything. He could, I think there's going to be a couple of surprises. I think the Ferraris will struggle to get points today, just because of their double stack pit stop.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, anything can happen in racing, so
Anything can happen, and we're going to hop on board with this huge train of cars here. See if anyone can send an overtake. We're on board with Blinks here. Can he do anything with Cameron Carver? Phil Mitchell in the Haas, who's filling in. Phil Mitchell pits. Lipper Jr. also pits. Jacob, and now the top three standers: Tominator, Lanky, Jacob, and Joe's gone to P4. His teammate pits, as does Owen. Owen back out of the pits now, so Joe in P4. Owen rapidly back up to P5, and that is very nice from him. Phil Mitchell dropping down the order like a fly at the moment with his pit stop. But he'd be wanting to make those places back up down to P14. Oh, and Blinks keeps losing it. I think those tyres are a bit old, or he's just not getting that traction right. But he's just been overtaken by Xbox 7 out, and he's now he was side by side with Harley until Harley on my screen mounted him and rode him through the chicane. So I'm not sure what happened there, Codemasters. But if you want to get that sorted for next year's game, would be much appreciated.
I mean, Owen is flying on these mediums. Already 1.7 seconds off of Joe, but he goes into the playoffs.
I think Owen's racecraft here is really good. His teammate also pits. I think last week, obviously Max, you can agree, obviously you were there, you just couldn't talk. Last week Owen's racecraft was, I think it was great. He won himself that race, great pits. I think every time he pitted he only lost a couple of laps, and I think round Canada, because it's a very short track, I think it was quite hard for him to do, but he's definitely got the pace to win that all back, as we can see. We're jumping on board with his gearbox here. I'm not sure why. Oh!
Jacob seems to brake checked him.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But he has had a collision with Jacob, and Jacob now storming away on those 9-lap old mediums. So I think Jacob and Lanky are going to be much slower than Owen, although Owen may have wing damage.
Owen does have an end plate missing.
Yeah, I think he's got that right end plate missing, which is not going to benefit him, and he's probably not happy right now, to say the least. Max, take it away for a second.
So yeah, definitely unfortunate that Owen got the wing damage. He was definitely up there for the win today, so maybe it will give others the opportunity, like Tom. He could get his first win of the season, part of the very dominant Alfa Romeo team. I think today is going to bring something very different to what we've seen in the races so far. There's going to be lots of overtaking, lots of position changes throughout the race. Xbox 7 up, Harley both up 8 positions. And definitely a lot of drivers have been unfortunate at this race, like Hasbo, Ewok, Alien Toe, Jay Russ. I'm pretty sure he disconnected, and his AR's dropped back an absolute ton. Which is very unfortunate for those drivers who are definitely looking for maybe a podium. Very quick drivers in Tier 1. It's alright.
On board with Owen here. Sorry about that, everyone at home. I just had to sort something out quickly.
I mean, goes into the pits.
Who does? Owen. Owen
Yep.
pits to get that wing plate end plate sorted. That's going to be a big disadvantage to his podium. I think you were saying that, Max, last I was gone.
Yeah.
Seeing as everyone down from kind of P13, P9, P8 all the way down to kind of P12, P13ish. It's so close together. He's lost so many laps there, and he's not going to be happy with that at all. After a win yesterday in his PC League, a win Sunday, and a win in Monaco.
Definitely think Owen can still push for a podium today if he doesn't get any time penalties. As you look for the grid, most of them have time penalties.
Yeah, I think that's going to play a big advantage of Owen. I think it's only Owen and of the top 3 who don't have penalties, and that includes his teammates. So Alfa Romeo could have a good grasp onto this at the moment. So Alfa Romeo sit in 4th in the championship with 74 points, behind Haas who have 140, Williams with 125, and Ferrari ahead of them with 7 more points. But I wonder what the Alfa Romeos can do today.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see if Owen can still maybe get a podium. I definitely think Lanky's going to be up there. No penalties currently, and he's maybe on a better strategy.
He seems to be on a better strategy. He's on those 12-lap old mediums, and he seemed to have pit much earlier, so he's either has the better strategy or those tyres are going to let him down if he can't hold on to tyre wear that well. Hopefully he can, and hopefully we can see some good racing from him today, and hopefully he can get a win or a podium, or at least points would be good for him, I think.
I think it'd be nice to see Tom get a win today, get his first win of in Clip Guard Racing League.
I think there's quite a large gap between the both of them now. Jacob closing all the back. The top 3 still don't have any penalties, and Owen has gone back onto the softs actually, which probably will benefit him in the long run. New lap, new set of softs, brand new, just 1 lap old obviously, and provided he doesn't get any time penalties, wing damage, any more wing damage, I think, like you said, he could be in for a podium.
100%.
Not definitely points. No, I think he really wants his points after his first few laps.
Definitely think one of the key ways to dominate in Tier 1 is working on your track limits. A lot of people seem to be getting a lot of penalties recently. As Blink's Vortex
retires from the session. I think he retires in the pits. By the looks of our mini-map down there. I'm not sure what happened, maybe he gave up, or I'm not exactly sure, but he's caused a yellow flag in Sector 3. I don't think anything more has come of that, or a virtual safety flag. A virtual safety flag in the car. I'm afraid English is just ruined. His car is actually still coming out the pits, which I'm concerned about. I wonder if that's going to affect anyone. There he is, he's just pulled over on the side there. Look on board with Jacob. You see his Williams tucked into the wall there on the side on the grass. Tom and it have really closed that gap to Lanky. I think those softs have done Tom and it well, pitting a bit later. Because he's going to be on the back of Lanky now. He's on old mediums.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a lot less laps on them medium tyres, and definitely has a tyre wear advantage.
As you can see, Tom, if you hop on board with Tom, you can see the ERS deployment is much lower than everyone else's. His ERS is on 70, and Lanky was using ERS around that kind of in the DRS section of Sector 2.
It's like he dives into
pits,
the pits.
Opens opens the door for Dominator here on the straight with 65% ERS to increase the gap from Lanky, and Arian gets into a podium position. Can he hold on to it with 700 penalties? 8 seconds of penalties. As you can see here, a lot of different times of penalties here. 8, 6, 9, 11, 8, 6, 6, 6, 3, 3, 11, 6, 3. I think penalties are going to come in play here big time. Still with P4, Hasbro not far behind him. Hasbro not having the best qualifying. I think he qualified in the midfield behind his teammate who sits in P14. He's done a good job to get back to this spot, and he's now behind Xbox 7 up. Owen is getting making his way back up the field into P10. So he's back into the points. It's a points race for both Alfa Romeos here, with Terminator on track to get his first win of the race of the season.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Terminator is improving a lot. Definitely in the past three races, you can see his progress.
It's good to see people improve, obviously not only for their benefit and the team's benefit, but also for our benefit and the people at home's benefit who are watching, because it opens up a new variety of people who can get into the podium, or can get it to send great overtakes to different people, and just create the league and the tier a more competitive place for everyone. Yeah, it's really exciting to see for Tom, both for us, you guys at home, and for Tom himself, because he'd be very satisfied with his performance for the past couple of weeks.
Definitely, I think he's got some of the best raw pace right now in the league. His pace has been pretty insane recently.
And as we can see, some great ERS management as well, which is definitely going to come in handy with him. And no penalties, which is very good for him and the Alfa Romeo team.
Angus and Hasbro now currently fighting. Hasbro's already up to P5 after a pretty unfortunate start, having to pitch straight away first lap.
So yeah, that Harry and Angus fight has now turned into Joe hopping onto the back and the Red Bull of Lanky. With Alpha Tauri of Lanky hopping into the back of that little train, and he will be there in a sec. I think this race has already been a lot of surprises. I think more surprises still to come, as Joe dropped down from P4 to P7, so not many places dropped for Joe, but he'll be wanting to get those back after his P4 finish at Baku last week.
Yeah, definitely. I think Joe will be motivated to get maybe even a podium after that unfortunate invalidating every single quali lap, starting 17th on the grid, already up to 7th. Definitely will be motivated to push. Seems to be very aggressive so far in this race, making up many positions. As
oh, and Hasbro loses the rear end. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I just got very excited. And Joe gets staff up to P6. That was I had a perfect angle on that. I was watching from Angus, and I was looking at it behind the straight and saw Hasbro lose it and Joe capitalise. And very well done from Joe there. Patience is key. So Owen gets himself up into P9. Everyone from the top 10 downwards has got penalties at the moment, and everyone from P... Oh, and Terminator's got a penalty.
Oh no.
I think it's the 3 seconds. Obviously, Arian with 8, or he may have got more.
I think if he keeps that 3 seconds, it's going to be an easy podium for him. Hopefully he doesn't get any more penalties.
And hopefully him and Alfa Romeo play this strategy right. So there is a J. Russ in front of him, who we both predicted to be someone in the podium today. He's starting P16 at the moment on the 20th lap of the Canadian Grand Prix, back there in P20.
Alien Totem, Phil Mitchell going with Topper. Oh no, Phil Mitchell goes into the pits.
Let's leave the top 3 alone for a little bit and go down to E-Dog and Xbox 7 Up. Xbox 7 Up sends a line right on the outside, oh, and takes wing damage and cuts the corner heavily there. Very unfortunate for E-Dog. Is going to have to go in for another wing stop, pit stop, wing change. The English today from both of us has been impeccable.
Yeah, definitely. Xbox 7 Up just seemed to break a little bit early, and so E-Dog breaks his front wing.
I think it might have been to the point where Xbox 7 Up didn't realise E-Dog was going into the pits, obviously Edog had to slow down because he didn't want to get another 5-second time penalty like he did before, and get a drive through for speed in the pit lane. But nonetheless, he got the wing damage, and he was going to the pits anyway, so he didn't lose major time having to go around for another lap and losing so much time. But let's see what Owen can do. He dives into the pits on it, lap old softs. Has he got wing damage? He may, I'm not sure. Hop on board with Harley here, trying to get the DRS slipstream of Xbox 7 up. He's got the DRS, is he going to get there before the last corner? Let's see, Xbox 7 up weaving all around the place, try and get him outside of that slipstream there. Not much DRS on Harley's side, but he's still nonetheless catching up to Xbox 7 up in the slipstream, and he goes. Xbox 7 up's left a gap on the inside, but cannot capitalise. Smil with another 3-second time penalty. So many time penalties around here, and we said it was easy at the start to invalidate around here, and it seems like it's a bit too easy for some people.
I think this is definitely going to be a good race for the McLarens, currently in P4 and P2, but if we take penalties into account, Joe will be P3, so very nice race from them.
Tom and Arian are both P1 and P2. Arian gets a 5-second time penalty added on to the 5 seconds that he had before. Let's check the penalties for Arian. 13 seconds for Arian. Again, Owen with the last driver on the grid to get no penalties.
Tommy just comes out in front of Joe. It's going to be a bit pressure for Joe.
Oh, and there's a very close thing here. Joe loses the rear end just a little bit, loses a bit of traction, doesn't lose much time, doesn't bait into wall, doesn't get any damage, which is good for him. Just the traction side of it wasn't the best. Angus now drawn to the back of Joe. Joe losing Tominator just a little bit. Tominator with great pace. He's going to get on the podium at the moment. Oh, he just taps the wall a little bit there. I'm not sure it's giving him much damage.
As Edog sets a new fastest lap.
Yeah, all the way back in P15, he's really determined to catch up to Phil Mitchell, who's in front of him in the Haas. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the end of this race. Just over 14 laps to go. So I'd say around halfway through the race, Max, your predictions, are they still the same, or do you think you have a solid kind of image of who you think will be standing on that podium today? Virtual safety car is out. I don't know what happened. I think there might have been a bit of contact between someone.
I think it was J. Ross, or is he already retired?
J. Ross has retired. I don't know where he retired. He retired up into one in going to sector 2. So there's three cars who come out quite close together outside of the pits. So Percy, Arian, and Smilwith all come out quite close, and the virtual safety car is over. Smilwith is going to have DRS and nearly 95% ERS on Arian. Let's check how much ERS he's on at just over 75. Who's going to have to get away from Smilwith and close into Percy.
Yeah, but let's go back to my race predictions. I definitely think Tom is going to get a win today. I think other drivers like Joe maybe can pick up a few positions, and Owen definitely up there. And also Owen J.
Yeah. Alien Toe, yeah, he is quite close to the podium. Closer than... on the side by side here, Lanky and Jacob. Let's watch from behind, Alien Toe. And then let's hop on board with both of these guys to see if anything happens. Oh, Lanky sends an overtake right on the inside. Does he get a corner cut? I don't think so. Jacob does, definitely. I think he's been pushed off the track a little bit there. I'm not sure he's going to be too happy about that one. But Lanky gets into P3, P2. Jacob goes into P3. And Owen J, Alien Toe, is on the back of these two. Do you think Flipper Jr. can make his way back up to the podium? I think he can if he puts his foot down on the gas now, tries to catch up to Smear with, pressures him until he makes a mistake.
I definitely think
he'll get
Owen can get a podium with no time penalties at all. If he plays it smart, he can definitely move up a lot of positions throughout this race.
See, I didn't take the time penalties into account. I think he's going to be saving ERS now. Wow, I say that on 5% ERS. I think from, in the last 5-6 laps of the race, when we get to lap 30, I think he's going to start saving ERS, and then after that, push in as hard as he can to get as close to other people as he can to get rid of those penalties. But Joe is close behind him, and Angus is close behind Joe. So Flipper Jr. sets the fastest lap of the race so far.
It's time penalty central.
It is time penalty central. It's a time penalty Grand Prix today here in CGRL. Let's see if we can get the cause of Ben's retirement. Something that I can't read out loud on stream. He isn't very happy with his performance today in Canada. Harley retires in the session. Will that cause a... He retires in the pits as well. A lot of retirements in the pits today. It won't cause a virtual safety car, I don't think, but that will open the gap for a lot of people in the bottom 10 to get back into those points for DNF so far.
Definitely a lot more DNFs than I was expecting.
Yeah, so I was expecting a lot of time penalties, just like in Titu. I think, and there goes Percy, spins, and allows Joe and Owen to get back behind him. So hopping now to the front three for P2, P3 and P4. Jacob in front of Lanky, obviously got back in front of Lanky and Alien Toe training both of these guys. He gets a consumed time penalty as we watch him. Aaron here, P6. I think maybe P6 is where he'll get today. I don't think he will get much higher than this. If he does, then fair play to him. He did promise me a P5, so let's see if he can grab that P5. Let's check out the penalties. I think penalties have
P5 is definitely
changed quite a lot.
Possible.
P5 definitely is possible with an 18 seconds in total of time penalties from Smil Whiff. 11 seconds from Arian and Owen close behind both of them, really pushing the track limits to the max I think right now. And his teammate on 3, I think his teammate will win this race if all goes to plan. I'm not sure if you're watching. I don't know if you're watching Owen Max, but he does seem to be on my screen pushing the track limits to the absolute max without getting a penalty here. So he's really pushing to get the maximum amount of points he can, and he's caught up to Arian significantly around the chicane. I think I'm really excited to see how this race turns out. We've got another 9 laps to go, and Jacob dropped down to P4. Alien Toe up into P3, goes for the overtake on Percy, Lanky, and does he get there? Yes, he does. Any damage, any contact, any touching? No, so Alien Toe gets up into P2 with a 15-second total time penalty. Smil Whiff now on to 21 seconds. So there's going to be a lot of people not happy with the time penalties they've got today. A couple from the VSC as well. But
Alien Toe just keep picking up penalties, and that's going to hurt his race today.
It is going to hurt his race, and it will hurt his podium chances unless he can increase an 18-second gap to Lanky, who is very quick today around Canada. Showed it in qualifying just a little bit and showed it in the race today as well. There's a train of 3 cars behind Alien Toe now, consisting of Jacob, Smil Whiff, and Arian is not far behind, and Owen Flipper not far behind him. I don't know why I keep saying Owen Flipper. That's his second name.
Smallworth makes
Phil
a
Mitchell
good
retires
overtake.
from the session, and there's a safety car, a full course safety car. So this really opens the door for Owen with no penalties now, and I think fresh tyres. A good amount of laps set on his tyres, so they're nice and warm. He is going to pit. He's going to go for an overtake on Arian into the pits, and Arian is going to get a 5-second time penalty there for that collision with Owen. I think he's going to try and contest that because Owen now puts on the softs, and he's really looking to try and win this race from his teammate, and a safety car is going to really help him get that because it's going to be a really close gap. And whether he can perform overtakes or not, as we can see, the top 6 have all got penalties, and 5 of them are all above 3 seconds. So I really look forward to seeing what is the outcome of this safety car. I'm going to jump on board with Tominator, who leads the safety car pack around the Canadian Grand Prix on lap 29.
So today's definitely been a great performance for Tom. I think it could be his first win, unless one of the soft runners do the unless one of the soft runners have the tyre advantage. They could be very quick compared to Tom, who is on the 7-lap old mediums.
Yeah, I think Tom, the safety car, has benefited him a lot. Because obviously now he can preserve his tyres, and everyone behind him has got penalties.
Yeah.
Including Owen now. Owen has got a penalty. I'm not sure what.
He has an
it was for.
8-second.
It is an 8-second penalty, which is out of completely nowhere.
I think he must have collided with someone and going to see the chat limits.
I think maybe he's got that penalty, a delayed penalty from the collision with Arian. CSK Parrot, I think that is Phil Mitchell, and he's in the chat saying he missed his braking point. And I think he is the one that caused the safety car, which is unlucky for him. He was doing good. He was up into P12 at one point, I think, so he's not going to be happy with that, and I'm sure he will voice his concerns into the Discord after the race. So yeah, Max now with the safety car, 6 laps left to go, a couple more, or maybe one more into the safety car. What do you think? Do you think the top 3 will stay the same now because everyone's got penalties?
I think Tominator will take the win, but a lot of people that haven't got a lot of penalties will definitely be up there. Like, I definitely think Lanky and Jacob will be contending for a podium.
I can definitely see a Tominator who has got 3-second time penalty, so he's not got a lot at all. The safety car coming in this lap, no it is not, so I can do maybe one more lap and leave the safety car, as long as Hasbro catches up to his teammate E-Dog at the back of the grid. And Cameron tells us that he started 12th, went up to 7th in 2 turns, and he got a red wing, so he couldn't turn, and then missed his braking point. So unlucky man. There's always Sunday if you're racing, and I'm sure you will be.
So
we're just gonna
on Sunday we do have France, which is actually one of my favourite tracks. What are your thoughts on France?
France, I mean personally I don't like to drive it. I think it's a good race to watch, and I think it'll be exciting just like Canada, because there's a lot of places to overtake, and there's a lot of high-speed corners and a lot of corners where you can overtake. I don't think we'll have as many penalties as today, so I think, you know, I think overtakes being clean is going to help a lot on Sunday in France. We'll just wait and see, and I'm very excited to hopefully be here and commentate alongside you, Max, for the French Grand Prix.
100%. Make sure to come check that out. 7:30 on Sunday.
On F1 Clip Guys Twitch, be here, or just don't have any fun with your Sunday evening. But it is not one Grand Prix you want to miss out on, and neither are any of these Grand Prix, either the ones on Mondays, Wednesdays or Sundays. Wednesdays and Sundays both tier 1, and Wednesdays and Sundays both tier 1, and Mondays tier 2. So the safety car is in this lap, and we're back to racing. Smilwith, I don't know if you caught that, Max, but Smilwith did hit the back of Tominator, and he's lost an end plate. You can just see the end plate just trundling along the world champions there.
He seemed to be very aggressive on the restart and putting a lot of the corner and just going into the side of Tom there.
That hasn't affected Tom though, still with his 3-second time penalty, I don't think he's got any more. Now it's still 3 seconds. Owen's still going to want to get back up there with his 8 seconds along, because he's got less penalties than 21 seconds that the P2 has. But what we didn't notice is that Joe in the McLaren is in P3.
Yeah,
so
he's had a very good recovery drive today. He is on the medium compound of tyres, and a lot of people behind him are on the soft, so...
obviously he's on an older compound of tyres as well, and Angus behind him on the exact same wear of tyres, so it's just about pace with those two ERS and everything they've saved up. Alien Toe onto the fresh softs, and he already gets overtaken by Lanky, who's on fresh softs. I've got them mixed up, apologies. Alien Toe going for an overtake. Oh, they've touched, a big touch, a big bit of debris coming off there. I don't know whose car that debris came off. I think it was Lanky's. I don't exactly know them. As Angus keeps in front of Lanky. Does open quite a big lap though. There's 3 laps left of this Grand Prix. I think on track the P1, P2, P3 will stay the same. If Joe can defend cleanly and nicely against Angus, not get himself into any rows to the Discord. I think off track it's very hard to predict, and I'm not going to do the maths for you guys here on stream. But I think on track the top 3 will stay the same, and I think we both predicted Tom to get the win at some point during this race. Smilwith obviously back onto the podium, got into P3 last week. So I really look forward to seeing how the last few laps of this race unfold, especially with Smilwith and his wing damage of the safety car restart.
100% Alien Toe with the wing damage is looking very aggressive. He wants to build up a big gap. Does have a 24-second time penalty.
Does have a 24-second time penalty, and that
makes that 27.
Ooh, that is going to hurt his chances a lot.
And Lanky did just hit the wall. He's missing an end plate.
Oh, well, he just did it again. I don't know if that was a 1, but Owen really looking to capitalise here. We're going to go on board with him. He goes into the middle. He's going to get the damage. Alien Toe has hit him multiple times from the side there, and Owen spins. Oh, Owen spins, and there's a big contact from Percy there as he spins, and he's got a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision, and Lanky returns from the session. Is there going to be a safety car? I think there will be a safety car for that. It's just sat in the middle of the track. 1 lap before the last lap of the Grand Prix, and as you can tell, that one was a big one.
I'm pretty sure Percy or Lanky, whoever was, got disqualified because of how he got a 20-second penalty for hitting Owen.
Owen pits, and he doesn't even care. He's gone full pace. He's retired from the session. I think we are going to get him in for an interview just to see how he feels about his race today. But we jump back to the start, the top of the grid. Tom stays P1. I think everyone stayed the same, really. I think that'll stay the same. Obviously, the last lap of the race. That is really unfortunate for Owen there.
Yeah, definitely been unfortunate this race. No TC, he was sideways. Yeah, very unfortunate.
He did take quite a lot of damage there. I think he went in between the Williams and the AlphaTauri, and I think Alien Toe couldn't control his car, and it was just constant bashing. Oh, and Arian retires from the session, and he's let me down. He hasn't got a P5 or a podium. He's DNF'd instead.
But it's last lap. Tom goes through the final corners. He's going to be your winner today.
Terminator wins his first Grand Prix of the season, and that is very big from Tom, as the rest of the grid. So here you can see the final order of penalties. So Terminator, very well done. We're definitely going to get him for an interview, see how his race got in. Max, your thoughts on the race after it's finished?
I mean, it was very entertaining. 9 DNFs today. That was more than Monaco. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Yeah, a lot of people, position changes. Yeah, very unexpected.
Very unexpected, and I think there's going to be some unhappy Tier 1 drivers today in the Discord. And we're just going to get Terminator in. So here is your down to P9 was where people finished. So Terminator P1, Jacob P2, and Joe actually retained his P3 and finished on the podium here in Canada after a 9-second time penalty. I think time penalties did come in handy a huge amount today. Obviously, all the way down to the bottom, a lot of time penalties, a lot of unhappy drivers.
I think Joe wants an interview. We'll get Tom in
Definitely.
as well.
We'll definitely get the top 3 in for an interview.
Jacob got a P2 as well. Great race from him. So, who's your driver of the day?
My driver of the day, I'm gonna have to say Tom. I think even from qualifying, he just had a really race, very strong, good qualifying pace, and you know, he was consistent, retaining everything. ERS, fuel, tires, and yeah. What about you?
I think I'm gonna go with Joe for my driver of the day. P17 to P3, great performance by him. Made up a lot of positions throughout the race. Was not expecting a podium from him.
He did, and we will converge on that. Tom, are you including your audio?
Hello?
So, Tom, are you including your audio?
Yeah.
So, first of all, congratulations on your podium.
Cheers, Boo.
How do you think that race went for you?
It's pretty good. I bet no, I didn't get pole. I invalidated the lap. I would have been pole. It's just, yeah, that hurt a little bit, but I'm glad I won. It was pretty simple. No one really was a cock. Everyone just let me pass because everyone was on a different strategy, and I broke my wing. And yeah, just drove. Yeah, that's it.
Max, any questions, Tom?
What are your thoughts on France? Like, do you enjoy the track? Are you fast at the track?
I'm not really. Done France in about a month. I think it's boring. I don't mind it. It's a bit like Spain. It just exists. No one wants to do it in the spare time.
I think that's all the questions I have. Again, congratulations on your win, your first win of the season.
Thank you. Yep.
And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll go with P2 next. Jacob, are you including your audio?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your P2.
Yeah, thank you.
first of all, obviously, how do you think the race went for you from start to finish, qualifying?
Well, qualifying, I couldn't string a lap together. I absolutely messed up my banker lap. My sector 1 was like a second slower than Tom's, so it was a bit. And then I just invalidated every lap after that in the last turn. I was about second back. But yeah, it was alright. And then started on the mediums from P11. Bit of a quiet first stint. Just let everyone pass that, like Tom, because he's faster. And then the second stint was alright. I think I was having a battle with Alien Toe and Lanky. Lanky doesn't like to leave space, but it's alright. I think I could get a penalty because he just pushed me off the track. But it's alright. And then the safety car saved my race. Everyone had penalties and I didn't. So I moved up to P2. So it was a good race.
Yeah, penalties did come in handy for everyone today.
Yeah.
Max?
I think P2 is a very good performance. That strategy, you did it very well. Thoughts on France?
I just hate the track. I mean, I hate most tracks on this game, but France is one of the worst ones. It's the track limits are ridiculous. It's just a rubbish track. It's just France.
I'm just going to get your thoughts for the final races of the season, the rest of the season. Do you think you'll continue this momentum, or?
Well, I've got a good few tracks coming up after France. I'm quite good at Austria, but most people are. No, we don't need to know. And then Britain's alright. And then, yeah, don't like most tracks. Japan's shit. But yeah, well, hopefully we'll just get there.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your P2, and
Yeah,
we'll see you on
thanks.
Sunday.
Yeah, see.
Next, we'll go to P3. Joe, you including audio?
I am now.
So, congratulations on your podium after Baku. I think you'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Happy with your performance today?
Yeah, I think I had a quiet first stint, similar to a lot of people, but I think I picked up a lot of positions on the start. I think Hasbo, E-Dog, maybe Alien Toe, I don't know if he was one of the ones, but I picked up a couple of positions through there, then kind of worked myself to, I think it was P8, and then I kind of had to just pick them off from there. And then the safety car, at first I thought it was going to ruin me, but then it actually turned out to be pretty good, but Jacob got me by like a couple tenths, so yeah, a little bit disappointed about that.
You got P2, so I wouldn't be too disappointed.
Yeah, PC on track, PC on. Yes.
P3, yeah, sorry. Max, are you still there, or?
Yeah.
Max.
P17 to P3.
Yes.
That's really good. But definitely
Yeah,
contender for driver of the day.
Driver of the day.
Driver of the day. I deserved it. I'm the driver of the day, mate. Don't argue.
We're still,
Don't argue. I'm
we're,
right.
we're
You're
still
wrong.
to decide on
Factual.
driver of the day.
Huh?
We're still to decide on driver of the day.
Wait, between who?
Between you and Tom. Joe,
Sweat coming off my balls.
Joe.
Yeah, I'm made of yeah.
Joe, thoughts on France?
Kind of makes me want to die, but yeah. I hate the track with a passion. I don't want to do it at all, but I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, but Austria's bad! Less of that, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's just Max and Chris are just awkward. Anyway.
That is all the people that want
So,
interviews, so
Joe, how
Yeah?
do you feel like your
Congratulations.
race went then? How was your first, second and third stint?
First stint, okay. Second stint, okay. Third stint, okay. Thank you.
It's a shame you got all the penalties, but it's a great race from you today. And if I wasn't driving, with
Wait, hold up. I clipped an incident between me and Angus, I think it was. If I can get that 3 seconds taken off, then Jacob, I will be in P2.
No. Alright, let's calm it down, boys. We're in an interview here. Alright, I'll be the mediator. Let's just calm down. Let's talk.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. No.
No, yeah, let's not
Can you
talk about
guys,
F2
can you guys be quiet real quick so I can end the stream?
Yeah.
Bye,
What do you
guys.
say,
It was
boss?
nice having you.
Bye, guys.
I'll see you. We'll see
Thank
you
you very
later.
much for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday for France.
Yee.
Matt, Chris, come on, guys.